and gentlemen, our national anthem, the Star Spangled Banner.
Precision is our language. Creativity is our weapon. And perfection is the only option. Your ride, your brand, your image, elevated to a level that can't be ignored. This isn't just a wrap, it's a revolution. Regal Wraps and Designs, where power meets style, and style becomes unforgettable. At Regal Wraps and Designs, we don't follow trends, we set them. Every line, every finish, every detail is built to dominate. From flawless vehicle wraps to bold custom designs, we take your vision and redefine it. Seamless statements, artful accents, hues of harmony. We are Regal Wraps and Designs.
All right, here we are with the practice just finishing up here at, trying to remember where we're at tonight. As we get rocking and rolling, I know it's there on the thing. You know what? Let me grab my schedule here that I got now. And we are currently at, for the Xfinity series, it is Chicagoland tonight. We're here running at Chicagoland, looking there at Nigel Steele, Jeremiah Nelson out on track, 8th fastest in the session. Checker flag is out. I see them all roll down in here through off the corner, getting ready for qualifying. Everything gets set up. We want to thank the patrons down there in the bottom right-hand corner, as that's not set quite where I want it yet. Bottom left corner, sorry. I just heard myself come across there. It's bottom left down there for the FMA patrons. Down there just above the driver details. We see PJ Wetland out on track, trying to get things situated. And also out there, we have the 75 there, William Gay. Working there off. As him work there in the corner. Qualifying, as we said, taking place. You see, there comes Jeremiah Nelson off corner number 4 down across the stripe. Trying to see who's going to be the first to put down on time, and that'll be Nigel Steele with a 30.435. Jacob Wilson with a 30.433. Ryan Peters with a 30.412. And looking there with Ryan Peters, they come down that backstretch. Currently the fastest right now with a 30.412. Waiting to see if that'll hold up here against his competition here tonight. Wilson gets out there and does a 30.72. Swearinger now with a 30.280. Comes Shake Masco out, getting his first lap in. It's going to be a 30.641. Mike Rowland ran a 31 flat. Brad Pennington there in 13th. Fastest with that 31.554 at the moment. Matt Mars in that mellow yellow machine here tonight. There with a 30.665 right now. Now look like Sage Greco and Perry Harrington have not qualified. Everybody else has done so. Waiting on the checker flag to fly here. We'll see if Pancake joins us here with a spotlight tonight or not. Warm-up's underway. The Lyle Swearengin out there on track. We also have the right there. You see coming there onto the track. Didn't quite get the number of that machine. Look out, that Golden Corral machine getting a little loose. That is Jeremiah Nelson. Trying to figure out where my sound went to. Alright, it's there. Alright, so we're alright still. Wasn't sure if I was still talking or not. And Jeremiah Nelson gets loose once again. Thank you all for tuning in tonight here on the poll from Flicker Farm TV. We roll it down here around these corners. Just a little over 2 minutes of practice, or warm-ups rather, to go here with the FFTv Xfinity series. There you see Grim Calverley out of Melbourne, Australia. Driving at number 71. Just trying to get a little bit extra laps in here before the race begins. Make sure they got everything dialed in the way they want it. You see there goes Chase Matsko underneath them. Yeah, see the 17 there? Sage Greco. Not sure what happened there, why that disappeared on me. As you head on down here out of corner number 3. There's 96 there. Perry Harrington. There's Graham Connolly there as the 10th fastest right now in warm-ups. Whenever I'm racing, I'm one of them guys that it's hard for me to qualify. But when it comes race time, I can usually hang with them okay. Those of you that might be interested, we might go ahead and start on Friday nights. It'll be a late replay stream. And we're going to put up the FMA dirt side of things. There'll be replays, not live. That'll be Friday and Saturday when we have time. Alright, down that straightaway, checkered flag waves here in warm-ups. Here is your starting grid tonight. On pole, that's going to be Lyle Swearengin, Jacob Wilson there in second. Ryan Peters there third. Al Likens then fourth. Nigel Steele there in fifth. William Gay there sixth. Jeremiah Nelson there in seventh. Chase Matsko in eighth. Ninth is going to be Fred Pennington. PJ Wentland there in 10th. And Graham Connolly in 11th. 12th going to Matt Mars. 13th, you're going to start John Dubai. James White starting in 14th tonight. Mike Rowland starts tonight in 15th. Sage Greco starts 16th. Perry Harrington there in 17th. And rolling down here out of straight in the corner number 1. Getting ready for the restart. Lyle Swearigan out there as your control car. You got number 28 there, Jacob Wilson there to his outside. Fred pulls off. We're down and away here at Chicagoland. Green, green, green flag is out. Down and away we go. In the corner number 1. Now work up there off turn number 2 down that back straightaway. Lyle Swearigan out front. Jacob Wilson there in 3rd. I'm sorry, no, Nigel Wilson or Jacob Wilson there in 2nd. Al Likens there in 3rd. Brian Peters there 4th. They work down through the front straightaway down here in the corner number 1. Look out, here comes Steely to the outside. You're on board. There with. Why is that not up? See, there is our race sponsor stuck in the catch fence. They're already under yellow flag as Perry Harrington brought out that flag. They him come down there, crossed, and not sure what exactly happened. See if we can get a different look at it here. They come down there. They get bumped there and ends up the racetrack. There is a secondary car involved. Not sure who that might have been. I don't know if that was James White or not. Yeah, James White involved. Well, lap number 3 underway here. Good evening, Perry. Can you hear me okay? It's Adam here in the booth.
Yeah, I can hear you, buddy.
Alrighty. You want to take us through what might have happened on that caution?
Well, I mean, from what I've seen, man, is I was going up a little bit. The guy behind me kind of swerved up to make sure he didn't hit me, and the guy underneath me just kept inching up, man, and took me right out, and tried to correct myself and slide through it, and it just flung you back into the wall like a slingshot.
Yeah, it's just an unfortunate accident. Hopefully, although you can try to get it fixed enough, they can get back out there and collect some points.
We will try, man. The team's gonna work hard on it.
All right. Well, good luck here, Perry, and hope to see you back out on track.
Thank you, sir.
All right, but Perry there involved with that caution. Currently sitting down on pit road. Lights go out. We're going side by side here. They get back down here in the corner number 1. Through turn 2, back off onto the back straightaway. Getting ready here tonight for a restart here at Chicagoland. As you know, driver trying to get things situated there, coming there out of turn number 3. In the 4, Lyle Swearigan, your leader. Al Likens there up top in 2nd. Jacob Wilson there 3rd. Ryan Peters there 4th. Jeremiah Nelson sitting 5th. Coming there off corner number 4. Fred pulls it down on the pit lane. Hands it over to the field. We're going to be going back. Green flag racing. Uh-oh. Looks like Likens might have got caught sleeping there on the start as Lyle Swearigan gets a nice start. Out there to the front, brings with them the 28 there, Jacob Wilson. Now as they roll down there on the bottom side. Back here a little bit here, Fred Pennington. He's sitting there in 8th down that back straightaway. John Dubai there in the 21 on his high side. Trying to keep from going back a position, but you got that 76 of Pennington down there on the inside. James White on pit road as well. There's him looking on out here down that front straightaway in the corner number 1. Down there through off of 2 onto that back straightaway. Likens there, as we said, in 2nd, trying to chase down Swearigan. Gone by in that number 21, sitting in 8th after getting passed there by Pennington. Matt Mars there in 9th. And we watch him come there off turn number 4. Matt Mars up into the outside wall there at the top of your screen as they roll down here through the front straightaway. As you watch him come into turn number 1, looking there at Jeremiah Nelson in that 27. He had a few issues there in practice with that machine wanting to get a little sideways on him on them cold tires. Seems like he got a little bit better under control now as he comes off of turn number 4. Back out here onto the front stretch. Down there in the corner number 1, off of 2 they go. Al Likens out there in front, Swearigan there 2nd. Likens is fighting for the lead here with Swearigan. Swearigan up there, trying to hang on to it. Likens up there on the top side. Swearigan on the inside. Coming there off of turn number 4. Swearigan gets up there. Here comes Likens now back to the bottom. Down across the stripe. Likens now underneath. Coming down here in the corner number 1 and 2. Got ahead there off. Likens getting that slight edge. Will slide it up in front. Swearigan now they're battling on back down the backstretch. Swearigan gets underneath of Likens doing the crossover down there on the bottom side. He's going to try to hold it there. Coming there off of turn 4. He's going to try to keep that gap there. As he's down there on the inside. Did not quite complete that pass completely yet. Did get credit for that lap, but Likens right there in corner number 1. Up there on the high side. Swearigan down there on the inside. Couldn't quite get the pass made. Now he's going to slide it up behind Likens. Wilson there in 3rd. Yellow flag is out for a 2nd time here tonight. This time, Sage Greco, John Dubai involved. There we can get where Sage Greco here at the back. Good evening there, Sage. How's it going? Can you hear us okay, Sage?
How you doing?
I'm doing all right. It's Adam here in the booth. Can you hear us okay?
I sure can.
Man, oh man, tough racing out there. Kind of take us through what happened there for that caution.
Yeah, I was on the inside of him for a couple laps, really just trying not to burn up my stuff. Wasn't trying to go for the pass, but, just kind of running my own race. And, felt like I left him a couple car lengths, up, and, I guess he misjudged it, or one of us did, but yeah, we're going good. No damage though, so we're good.
Alrighty, well, hopefully you obey the pit speed limit here, and your pit crew can get you in and out here.
Yes, sir.
Alright, well, good luck there, Sage.
Thank you.
That's Sage Greco. They're involved in that caution. Good evening here, John. Can you hear us there on the radio?
Yeah.
Ah, man. How do you think your race is going so far tonight?
Yeah, it's going. I mean, the best I can for right now. Trying to push to the front.
I mean, the paint job on your car looks awesome here tonight. Is that, you want to tell us who that band is that's on there?
Yeah, it's KISS, my childhood band when I was growing up in the 80s.
All right, I thought that's who was on there. I just want to make sure I was right. My eyesight don't always see things correctly, but I thought that's who was on it. So, well,
yeah, the guitarist that passed away, this is an honor for him, so.
All right, well, hopefully you can try to get it up through the field. I know it's a tough field out there here at FMA.
Yes, it is. Very respectful guys, too.
All righty, well, hopefully you can keep it straight out of the wall and everything, and good luck the rest of the way.
Thank you so much.
All right, John Dubai there driving at number 21. A little bit of a small tangle there with the 17 of Sage Greco. But no, nothing too bad. I mean, all that really happened was they mowed the grass there on the backstretch a little bit, if I'm thinking correctly of where I saw that take place. So, I mean, the grass needed mowed, I guess. So the two of them decided to mow it for us, and no damage to the cars that we could see. So up there at front, it's still Likens and Sweargen trying to battle it out for the race here. We got 75 laps coming around here. It'll be lap number 15 when we take the flag. There we go, down across. Oh, and the 22. Not sure what happened there. Just all of a sudden, Sweargen all of a sudden broke loose. Really loose, almost like he spun the tires real bad there on the start. And had to try to chase it. And then gets back out there. But that's going to hurt him there for that 22. And he now ends up back towards the back behind Matt Mars. Out there in front, that's Likens. Jeremiah Nelson there in third. William Gay there in fourth. Take another look here at this green flag. And just so you can see here with that 22, he tries to get rolling. And all of a sudden, when he tried to shift gears, it almost like he shifted down a gear. And he's lucky he didn't blow the thing up. So it all of a sudden just locked up and ends up going backward there through the field as the field was picking up speed and he was not. So Swearinger now has to try to pick it back up and bring it on through the field. As I said, if I had my suspicions, I think that thing dropped a gear whenever he tried to upshift and ended up dropping instead of going up. And therefore, he's lucky, in my opinion, that he didn't blow the motor up. Still kept it underneath him, and he's going down through here. Got some ground to make up. Here's your on board with Jacob Wilson now out of South Boston, Virginia, at that number 28 Chevrolet. Down there in the corner number 1, William Gay, Jeremiah Nelson there for Fred Pennington there in 5th. Graham Connolly there in 6th. I see him working underneath at 76 of Fred Pennington. You got PJ Wetland there as well as he works around Nigel Steely. Steely's there in that Red Bull machine. And look out now, they get caught up. There goes Graham Connolly around, along with, try to see who else is there. There's somebody else. That's Nigel Steely, Fred Pennington, that's the other one. Fred Pennington and Graham Connolly getting together for caution number 3. Well, here we go. We'll watch this. They come up off the corner. Not sure what happened. I want to say that it was Pennington that ended up getting into the outside wall. As you watch him come up off the corner here, corner number 4, he'll come up, catch that outside wall. That's going to bounce him off, get him loose. Graham is going to be there and just barely get into the back. And that's going to send them both down across the nose of the 8 of Nigel Steely. And now they're all going to just goosey-do down here in the grass. I don't see too much damage. There is a little bit of damage there to the back left quarter panel of the 76. Trying to see if I see any on the 71 of Connolly. And there is some there on the right front. Nigel Steely, hard to tell on that one. I am coming down there on the pit road. We'll be back after this short message.
Precision is our language. Creativity is our weapon. And perfection is the only option. Your ride, your brand, your image, elevated to a level that can't be ignored. This isn't just a wrap, it's a revolution. Regal Wraps and Designs, where power meets style, and style becomes unforgettable. At Regal Wraps and Designs, we don't follow trends, we set them. Every line, every finish, every detail is built to dominate. From flawless vehicle wraps to bold custom designs, we take your vision and redefine it. Simple statements, artful accents, hues of harmony. We are Regal Wraps and Designs.
All right. There we go. We'll try that. See if it comes back live. Green flags in the air here as we get back going. Ryan Peters out there in front. John DeBye there in second. Chase Matsko there third. Nigel Steele down here in the corner number 1. Rolling it out here in the corner number 2. Down the back straight away. Look out. Here they go. Chase Matsko underneath. Al Likens underneath Chase Matsko. And he works up there trying to get back here to the front. Getting underneath John DeBye. DeBye's up there in a third right now. You see, there is Ryan Peters. The 8 of Nigel Steele along with the 27 of Jeremiah Nelson. We got a couple more of them almost off track, but they save it. That was Chase Matsko. And one other driver down there. Doing a great job keeping it together. Seeing a few of them kind of get loose here tonight as we watch Matsko down there on the inside. Coming down there across the stripe into corner number 1. Matsko there in 6th. Nigel Steele there in 7th. He's up there on the outside. He's trying to battle there with Chase down through that backstretch. And there we go. Steele right there on the bumper. You see them all coming out there. This is the FFTv Xfinity series from FMA. Working on down here out of the corner. There you see Likens up here in front. Nigel Steele working that top side above Chase Matsko. Jeremiah Nelson in second. William Gay in third. Matsko working there off for across the stripe down there in the corner number 1. Falling in behind a John DeBye there, who's running there in 5th. Out onto the back stretch they go. Nigel Steele there in 8th. Sage Greco there 9th. Red Pennington there 10th. Lyle Swearigan there in 11th. Matt Mars in 12th. PJ Wetland there in 13th. Now you're watching Wilson there in that number 28 try to get up there to the 26 of Chase Matsko. As they work off, there's the 17 of Sage Greco. Working his way up through the field. Graham Connolly as well down there on the inside. He's there behind Sage Greco. Tires will mean everything here tonight. They're coming there off the corner. Down there through turn 1 and 2. There comes Wilson up there above Chase Matsko. And got the 5 there. Ryan Peters trying to get above Sage Greco, but he's got Fred Pennington there below him as well. Off at corner number 4, back there across the stripe. Down there in the corner number 1. As you see them here, coming out up corner number 2. On through the backstretch. Likens, still your leader here, lap number 30. Coming around here, turn number 3 and 4. 30 laps, soon to be complete and in the books. Hell no! Check up, look out, Connolly off the racetrack. Connolly stopped, it is going to be a caution. There you see, Matsko comes down, ends up getting into Connolly. Connolly ends up spun around there, trying to figure out what happened here completely. And see, Matsko comes down. There's Connolly. Connolly swibes up and ends up into the outside wall hard. All right, see him get spun around there. He's going to try to get it turn. Looks like he might have turning issues on that machine. And he'll go for the tow truck. Oh, man. Good to see you, Ben. How's it going? Surprised you're not out here running these Xfinity cars. Ben's giving Chase a hard time there in our chat room. Chase, Ben's saying you need park because you hit the fearless leader. So we're under our fourth caution of the night, maybe? We'll see if Chase has any words here, Ben. Good evening there, Chase. How's it going?
It's something.
Yeah, you're lucky your buddy there, Ben's not the race controller.
Why's that?
He wants to park you for hitting the fearless leader.
Yeah, that was my fault, but we'll go with that.
Well, you did get loose and come down, and then he ended up on the racetrack.
Well, John squeezed me. I had nowhere else to go, so it's just the way it happens.
Yeah, racing deal, right?
Yeah, I guess so. You can call it that. We'll go with that.
Man, well, so who do you have on your car tonight?
Black Label Society, Zach Wilde. He's the old guitar player for Ozzy Osbourne. And he does for Pantera now and his own band, Black Label Society, and his own Black Sabbath cover band called Zach Sabbath.
Okay. Well, that's pretty cool. So you got a band out there just like the 21 of John Dubai.
Yeah, he got the Kiss car going on.
Yeah, we got the Kiss car out there.
He's been giving me a couple kisses today, that's for sure.
Well, he's right behind you.
I know.
Well, good luck, Chase. We'll see how the rest of the race goes for you.
Yeah, hopefully I don't die.
That would be a plus.
Yeah, for sure.
Alrighty, good luck.
Thank you, man.
Oh, it's Chase Batsko there in you got home from Daga, okay. So getting ready for the green flag. Fred will pull that machine down there off of the racetrack back on the pit road for us to get back green flag racing. As we said, we got Jacob Wilson now as our leader. The Sage Greco there in second. PJ Wetland third. Jeremiah Nelson there fourth. Green flags in the air. They're down and away. Here we go. Out there across the stripe in the corner number one. Sage Greco there in second. PJ Wetland there third. Jeremiah Nelson fourth. Lyle Swearengin there fifth as they're rolling on out there. Down off turn number two. Out there onto the back stretch. And caution's back out as John Dubai ends up off track. Somebody spun around. I don't know if that was completely... Yeah, John Dubai just got lost it there all by himself. Yeah, he tried to get back out there and rolling. Oh, Greco out there again. We want to thank Stuck in the Catch Fence for the shout out. That would be... I'm looking like, let's see if I can find the correct driver for that. That'd be Joe. I don't see Joe in here tonight. Hey, Jeremiah Nelson out there third, Lyle Swearengin there fourth. Everybody's trying to get back up there. Now get ready for the start. Green flag is out there, down and away. Here coming through off the corner. Hey, I'm heading out there down through turn number one. J.M. Wilson out there in second, down there on the inside. Jeremiah Nelson up there on the top side. William Gay back there in fifth. Sage Greco there sixth. Chase Matsko Back here at 8, ends up in the middle and gets out there cleared. Down there through off of turn 4 here with 41 of 75 laps to go. We're definitely over halfway. As you see there, Jacob Wilson working down there off the corner. Up there off the corner they go. Down there off the start-finish line. Hey, bring it on out there, cross. As you see, William Gay out there in second. Al Likens out there in front. Al Likens, William Gay, Ryan Peters, Chase Matsko, Jacob Wilson here in 5th, PJ Wilson there 6th, Matt Mars back here in 7th, Graham Connolly out. Looks like Perry Harrington is out. James White is still rolling around out here. .25 laps to go. Al Likens. You got William Gay there at second. Brian Peters there at third. Got some pins out here for Jacob Wilson, who's currently sitting there in sixth. Right there behind. Al Likens out there, as we said, at first. William Gay there at second. Brian Peters there at third. Kate Matsko fourth. Matt Mars there in fifth. PJ Whitland there sixth. And bring it on out of here, looking great. So far, these drivers have been putting on the show here tonight. AJ Ryan Peters, Chase Matsko, Matt Mars, Jacob Wilson there in sixth, Lyle Swearengin in seventh. Trying to work his way back up there through the field. He's got 23 laps to try to do it. Now we're trying to find the most excitement out there. There we see Sage Greco. He's trying to fight that middle. Now you're looking there at 28 of Jacob Wilson. Working there off the corner, down there in the corner number 3. Back out here onto the front stretch. There he comes. The 22, Lyle Swearengin underneath Jacob. There through turn 3 and 4. Sage Greco there behind him on the inside. And you got PJ Whitland in that number 3 on the outside. Working down there in the corner number 1. And we're on off the corner. Coming there onto the front stretch. The 22 down there on the bottom. Working up off. Back down the back stretch. The 22, Lyle Swearengin right there. Sage Greco there in 8. Right there behind him. And they're off the corner, up to the top side goes Greco, trying to see which driver he would rather be behind. 20 laps to go. Here for the FFTv Xfinity Series, brought to you by FMA. Want to thank all the sponsors up here in the top right corner of the screen. Got Track Cams as one of them, Admin Box with the code up there. And we see Jacob Wilson in a swarm right now. There goes Lyle Swearengin down there on the bottom. 6th place there for Jacob right now. Al Likens out front, nobody around him. Out there on the back straightaway, that 77 Goodwrench machine. There you got Ryan Peters, Matt Mars there in 3rd. Chase Matsko's there in 4th, trying to gain on Matt Mars. Coming there off the corner, Lyle Swearengin back there a little ways in that 22. 18 laps to go here for Chicagoland and these Xfinity drivers tonight. Nigel Stilley there, back there in 7th. Wilson still hanging on to 6th. Greco still back there in 8th as he'd like to try to get a couple spots more. Up off the corner down there in the corner number 1. Jacob Wilson falling back a spot possibly as Nigel Stilley gets a run on him down there on the inside. Greco is there as well. Out here through 3 and 4. Brian Peters ended up being pulled backward into the pack. And Matt Mars gets up there and possibly soon to be battling him for that 2nd place. Kate Matsko there in 4th. Would love to get up there and battle as well. I just don't think anybody's got anything for Likens here tonight. Let me see who the last winners were. Sage Greco won last week. All right, Sage Greco was in the top 3. Sage Greco there won race 2 and won race 1. There, Sage not up there in the running tonight. He's back here in 6th. Having a harder time here at Chicagoland than what we've seen him have here in the FMA series with the Xfinity cars. But Al Likens, he definitely is putting down a great time tonight. Down there in the corner number 1 out of Campton, Kentucky. Kate Matsko back here in 4th. Matt Mars in 3rd. Down there on the bottom side, that's Lyle Swearingen in 5th as they roll it on out there on the bottom side. Onto the backstretch. And it's H. Grego there in 6th. Nigel Steele there 7th. Matt Mars there in 3rd, but Chase is trying to get up there. Same with Lyle. As you're on board with Lyle, coming down there in the corner. "13 laps to go." They're on board there with Lyle, coming down the back stretch. Hey, Chase is trying to get up there to battle with Matt Mars. There goes Lyle underneath of Chase. With 12 laps to go, Chase and Lyle side by side. Wilson falls back to about 8 as Greco and Steele get around him. Working off the corner. Hey, Matt Mars there in 3rd. Trying to hold on to that as he knows he got company there behind him. As he chases up there, trying to hang on to 4th, but he's got Lyle there. He's got Sage Greco there as well. And not far behind him is that number 8 of Nigel Steele. 10 laps to go here, soon to be 9 as Al comes across the line. Down there onto the bottom of the front stretch. Matt Mars is out there in 3rd. Ryan Peters 2nd. And nobody around. Al Likens out there in front. It'd be a shame if somebody had a blow dart and threw a dart at that a steer tire on that 77. Slow him down a little bit. 8 laps to go as they work there off 4. Lyle down there on the bottom. Trying to work around. Matt Mars does so. Mars falls back to 4th. Greco now in 5th with Matsko there in 6th. Greco trying to get up there in the 5th. Matsko now gets back, or Mars now gets back up there in the 3rd. Swearingen in there 4th. Greco's there in 5th. I mean, they're all right there. Who's it going to be finishing your top 3 as they all try to battle it out here? As you see, Swearingen down there on the inside. There comes Greco. He's now up there in the 4th. Working down there off turn number 2. 7 laps to go. We watched the battle rage on here for the top positions. Likens not in sight. He is way out there. This battle that we're watching is the top 3. Sage Greco, I wasn't sure if he'd get it back up here, but he's doing a great, phenomenal job getting here to be at the end. He's getting just one spot away from finishing in the podium once again. He's got 6 more laps to do it. He tries to get up here to chase down Lyle Swearigan and Ryan Peters. Work down that back straightaway. Mars fell back to 6. Chase Matsko down 7. Jacob Wilson still sitting there in 8. PJ Wetland there in 9th. Gay, Connolly, and Harrington all out of the race right now. Up the corner, number 2, down that back straightaway. Lap car soon to be a factor for Al. They work there off turn number 4 for Al. They're working through turn 3 there. With Lyle Swearigan, Sage Greco, Nigel Steele, Ryan Peters, all of them trying to get up there. Look just how tight those top 3 second through 5th is right there. There goes Lyle getting underneath Ryan Peters. Gonna bring with him Sage Greco. Sage possibly get up there and get a 3rd spot, but he's got 4 laps, and just how tough of a competitor is Ryan Peters going to be. Down there off turn number 4, back out there onto the front straightaway. Sage Greco right there at the bumper of both Ryan Peters and Lyle Swearigan. Now we got the 888 down there on the infield there. James White letting the field pass. We're going to go possible. Well, I thought maybe Sage was going to push it 3 wide, but he did not. He lays in behind Lyle Swearigan. Now, Lyle Swearigan, he was your pole sitter. That's not going to help Ryan Peters there as he gets into that outside wall a little bit. That's going to allow Sage Greco to keep the momentum rolling enough to get around him. Down there on the inside comes Nigel Steele. Steele doing a great job. 2 laps to go as they work here down the backstretch. So Sage back up there into the podium finishes. Or back up there into the podium for the moment. Will he hold on to it there till the end? He's got a lap to do it. As white flag is out as they come there off 4. Oh no, Sage gets into the outside wall. He's going to have to hold on to it. But the 22 there of Lyle also got into the outside wall. That put them side by side there through the tri-oval. Now they're off of 2. Lyle down there on the inside. Lyle's on the outside. Greco's on the inside. You're on board there at Lyle. Looking down across the racetrack. Coming here through turn 3 and 4. He's going to slide it down. He will get it there in front of Sage Greco enough to hold Sage off. But what about Nigel Steele? Steele is there, but there it is. There is your finish for 2nd and 3rd. As a 22, Lyle Swearigan gets 2nd, Sage Greco there 3rd. Nigel Steele there 4th. Looks like Wilson will be about 8th. Waiting on the official results to finally come in. Al Likens gets your victory here tonight in that 77. Good wrench machine. Bringing it back out here onto the front stretch. What a great looking red and gray machine that is to put it there in the victory lane tonight. Your race results look like, yes, they're going to be Al Likens getting the win. Lyle Swearigan there in 2nd. Greco there 3rd. Steele there 4th. Ryan Peters 5th. Chase Matsko 6th. Matt Barr 7th. Jacob Wilson 8th. PJ Wetland there 9th. Mike Rowland there 10th. Jeremiah Nelson 11th. Fred Pennington there in 12th. John DeBye 13th. James White there 14th. William Gay 15th. Graham Connolly there 16th. Barry Harrington there in 17th. Hey, the burnout being done there by Al Likens. He gets the win here tonight. Hey, there is your winner of Al Likens. We'll get with third place finisher, Sage Greco. Good evening, Sage. How's it going?
Hello, Adam.
Hey, how's it going? You got back
Going
up
good.
there in the top 3.
Yeah.
I was wondering if you were struggling there a little bit or if you were holding back. I wasn't sure what your plans were.
No, I messed up. I took my first set of tires at like lap, I don't know, it was like lap 10. And then I ended up taking my second set at lap 21, I guess. So everybody had like 10 lap fresh tires than me. So they all blew by me there on the last restart. It was at like lap 35 or so. I was able, I guess, not burn up my stuff, and got back up almost a second. Lyle got me there at the end. But, well, yeah, it was fun.
You had to work for it. I know that.
Yeah, sure thing. I should have moved him. No, I'm just kidding. That was a lot of fun. I kept following him into the wall and stuff. That was good. Nobody had anything for Al, though. He did good.
Well, great job there. You got any sponsor shots? Anybody you want to thank for getting second tonight, or third tonight, I mean?
No, sir.
All right, well, congrats. Once again, getting that third place and holding on to the points, I believe.
Yeah, I think so. I think William is in second. I don't know where he finished.
So, well, congrats again, and we'll see you in the next FMA race that you'll be running.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
All right, have a Sage Greco. We got Lyle Sweargen there in second. Good evening here, Lyle. How's it going?
Doing good. How about yourself?
I'm doing well. How do you think you felt about that race tonight?
I felt I did pretty good, except for money shifting on one of those restarts, and didn't blow the motor, luckily, but put me all the way in the back. But yeah, that put me behind, and at that point, just trying to save tires and ride it out. You know, had a few cautions tonight. Had a stint there where we were looking at possible fuel mileage race, so just watching the fuel, watching the tires, just taking it easy, and then another caution came out, and I thought right there's 9 laps on the tires, but I wasn't really pushing it, so I decided to stay out, or not stay out. I pitted for fuel only just to get the fuel situation taken care of, and then unfortunately there was another caution, and there was guys that already took tires, so they just blew right by us. But no, I thought I did pretty good saving the tires there. Ended with P2, had a real good race there with Sage at the end there.
It was definitely fun to watch, and I was kind of curious about that restart. I mean, we were watching it here in the booth, and all of a sudden it looked like that front end dipped down like it downshifted instead of upshift.
Yeah, that's what it did. Tried to go to second and third in the gates, and it missed the third gate and got into first, and that's why it did down like that. And engine screaming, engine pissed off. So try to get up high, at least not get ran over, and try to recover there. But
getting run over was the least of your worries.
Yeah, I guess the Toyota engines are pretty good for money shifts there, so we'll take it.
I mean, I know I've done that a couple times, shifting from second to third, and when I'd shift up, instead of it going to third, it catches first, and it's like, oh no.
It's a sad feeling when that happens.
Oh, it is. Whenever you catch it and you get that clutch to start let out, and you just hear boom. Yeah, there goes the motor. You're not going to be the shop guy's favorite person, that's for sure.
Oh yeah, they'll have to go through the motor after that one, I'm sure. She felt strong at the end though, just didn't have the tires there in the end, unfortunately, to compete with first.
No, I don't know if anybody honestly had anything for first.
Yeah, I don't know. Possibly, it just depends. Especially with that tire advantage there. Yeah, he was gone. there's no catching him at that point. If we were on even tires, guess it would depend. Dirty air was a big thing here. Get really tight behind cars, so you have to drive on off lines to not be the guy in the other driver's wake in front of you and back up the corners to try to keep the right front intact. Once that right front gets too hot, it's really hard to get off the corners without plowing the wall.
You did a great job getting that second place. You got sponsors, shout-outs, anybody you want to thank?
That's my team at BR Motorsports and everyone here. Great place to race.
Alrighty. Great job there in second, and we'll see you in your next FMA race.
Thanks.
All right, that was second place. Now we'll get with Al Likens. Good evening, Al. How's it going?
It's going good. How are you?
I'm doing well. You got that beautiful-looking Goodrich machine in the victory lane tonight.
Yes, finally got another victory. I didn't know if it was going to happen. I was kind of dreading the caution.
Well, I mean, staying out of that green flag run, you were able to put some distance between you and second.
Oh, yeah, I could drive the car basically anywhere I want to drive. Probably the best car I've ever drove at Chicagoland. I was kind of surprised it was that good.
Kind of just fell for you tonight, huh?
Do what? I didn't hear you, sorry.
I said it just kind of fell in your lap tonight.
Yeah, the strategy worked out. It worked in my favor tonight for a change. I was kind of dreading if a caution come out. I knew it was probably in trouble. It was going to be a tough race at that point, but, you know, it stayed green, so it actually worked in my favor.
Well, congrats. And you got sponsor shout-outs. Anybody you want to thank for getting victory here tonight?
I'd like to thank Darryl Johnson, Slightly Dangerous Racing, thing to do for me, and thank my family to be able to race, and thank God, and thank you all for what you do, and thank the league for having me.
All righty. Well, congrats again, and can't wait to see what you got going forward here the rest of the season.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
All righty. Have yourself a great night there, Al.
You too.
All right. That was Al Likens. Thank you all for watching. We had a great race tonight. Join us tomorrow night as we take on the FMA GT3 series with Regal Wraps and Designs, the sponsor. Thank you so much for watching tonight. Have yourselves a great, great night.